What up? Happy Monday. 1 year, 6 months, 9 days. Super proud of myself. I was talking to my sister yesterday, and it's the first time in all of this that I didn't send my whole family, that next milestone tag. And she asked me, how come you didn't do that? And I said, well, it's only 1.5 years. And she said, why are you downplaying that? She's like, that's fucking amazing, dude. And I'm trying to figure out why I've downplayed it, because it's huge, right? And I've already talked about this a whole bunch, how important it is to appreciate the milestones. I think I'm coming close to that time period of when I had my relapse, and although it's almost 1 year from now, but I just on the real, it's just today, and that's important that I appreciate that. But today's Just for Today was about small things. I find that funny because of a conversation I had with somebody recently about the little things. It's the little things that make the biggest difference. It's those little things that get us through the biggest moments in our lives. So appreciating a 1.5 year tag is really important. And if I start downplaying that, what am I going to downplay next? That I have, so I got to remember that. I got to remind myself that. Yesterday was about loving ourselves. So if I'm going to love myself, I have to appreciate the little victories. If a little victory is I'm clean today, I'm sober today, then that's a victory. Then I have to appreciate those. I don't have to throw them out there and make them, big things. But, I have this tendency to take little things and turn them into, mountains. What do they say? Molehills into mountains. I don't do that as much today when it comes to problems. But when it comes to little things that are big, I try to shrink them down. I'm so fucking scared that, and it's a healthy fear. It's a healthy fear to be scared of my disease, because this disease is no fucking joke. But I do a lot of things to help prevent that from happening. And it's just this daily maintenance. I've been doing a lot of inventory checklists to get me through trials and tribulations that I go through in my head. And I'll be like that my whole life. Hopefully it won't be as this my whole life. And I'm in a much better place than I was when I was 1.5 years into recovery originally. Because recovery started for me in 2020, not 2017. 2017 was about awareness of what this is. I didn't quite understand it's a disease. I almost didn't believe that. And I needed to watch things like Pleasure Unwoven and all this shit so if I can get an understanding so I could manipulate it and turn it into what it was going to turn into and then really go bad. So yeah, appreciating the little things. A pair of socks or, being able to provide that to somebody in need. It might not seem like a big deal, but it could be a big deal to them, and that's why I love that Danny Trejo. He keeps socks and he keeps socks and gloves in his trunk, and so when it's cold, he's handing them out. I really like that approach to life, helping others if you have it. If you don't have it and you're doing it, then you're doing something else. So today has been a great day so far. An amazing day so far. And really, this has been a wonderful week. I've had a little ups and downs, and the downs have been all in my head. But the ups have been so good. And so, I'm really grateful for today's Just for Today. because it gives me the ability to like read it now versus what I read. You know, every year we read this Just for Today. They're all the same. So what I like about it is like, where am I at today versus where I was last year versus where I was when I first read that. When I first read that, it was just, I'm reading through it. And then when I read it last year, it was just like, or last time when I was clean, when I had a year and a half when I read it, or around that time period, because I'm sure I read it then, it didn't mean as much as it does today. I think my relapses and all of the setbacks that I had to get me to this point right now gave me a much better understanding. There's a section in recovery, there's a section in, we call it the basic text. It's a blue book for NA called Recovery and Relapse. And I remember when I had my relapse, my sponsor had told me, hey, I want you to open that up and read it. And like, I was not in a good place. Like anybody who had some time and then, you know, went back out. You know, I had multiple years, sponsees, service commitments, the whole nine. You know, I was doing all the things they say you're supposed to be doing. But there's a difference between doing and doing with intention, right? And when we're doing with intention, what is our intention, right? Am I doing it so I can say, look at me, or am I doing it because I need to be? I have this phrase I try to live by that helped me get through the first stages of this. If you want to be clean, get clean. If you want to stay clean, act clean. Start right now. Just start acting clean. You know how they say, like, act as if you've got a fucking multiple years. Act as if you want this that bad, as bad as you want breathing. I want this shit as bad as I want breathing. And because I want it that fucking bad, the things around me that are starting to really go good are coming in really well. And my intentions are not manipulative. What can I get out of it? What about me? They're for others. And in that, it changes something in me. And when I don't get my way, I go through the motions. These tools that they talk about, you use them enough, you know how to use a hammer. You use a jackhammer enough, you know how to hold it. But you can have all the tools in the world, if you're not applying them to your life regularly, you don't really know how to use them. You just know you have them. This video format that I've been doing is a tool for me. I'm not saying that somebody has to go ahead and start doing this shit. It's been working for me in my ups and downs, and if you go back, you'll see. I'm in a rhyming mood, clearly. So, the little things. What little things can you do today to help inspire somebody else to be better? What little things can you do today to inspire yourself to be great? And what is the definition of great to you? The definition of great to me used to be a big house on the top of the hill, you know, just a unlimited amount of money, and all of those things, you know, multiple cars, big old garage, fucking Bugatti, whatever you want to call it. Those were like, that was like the Mount Rushmore of what greatness was to me. And now looking back, helping somebody that maybe hasn't eaten in a while and they don't feel like anybody's ever acknowledged them, and giving them a hug and crying with them feels much more great than a lot of feelings that I can think of. You know, being in a place, like I try to think about areas of my life when I help other people, how I would have liked, what I would have liked. And so I apply that. Being stuck in a place and then somebody's helping in the best way that they can. Where I felt so alone, maybe when I was stuck. But because I love myself today, and I've been showing myself how much I love myself, now I know I can show others love. Because I know how to be a friend today, I have friends. Because I have a sponsor who has shown me the way, and I've worked with him with just like everything I've got, I can give that to somebody else. And I'm on cloud 9 right now. No pun intended for the fucking smokers. But yeah, I love Washington State. I love going on a drive and seeing all of it. Like, I get to appreciate the beauty today. These little things that I just didn't used to appreciate. When I was running out there, and you know, I use that as a metaphor because I wasn't running the streets. But make no mistake, if I was in a bad place, I would just drive and I wouldn't pay attention to none of this shit that's around me right now. I mean, look at the beauty that is surrounding me. The rustic bridge, the wonderful sky, the partly cloudy, this terrain. I appreciate these little things so much more than I ever have in my life. And I'm not saying today. I started appreciating that when I was in it a lot more. And now when I see it, it's like, oh, I wonder what it's like to be in the middle of that. How quiet it would be, how calming it would be. I could touch a tree and ground myself. I never thought of that kind of stuff. Those are things that don't cost any money. And they do so much for my inside, for my spirit. I'm constantly trying to fix my spirit and like replenish that. And I have to remind myself that He anoints my cup with oil, my cup runneth over. When my cup is filled, because I accept what's filling it, and know that even no matter what it is, that oil is love. I can pour it out into other people's wells, into other people's cups. And that's the whole point. To be able to be filled with joy, happiness, and love, and then to fill somebody else's cup with it. It's much better to empty my cup into somebody else's versus emptying it into the floor because I got loaded and fucking hate myself. Now he has to keep filling it, and I keep it's like he keeps filling it and then I pour it out. I need more. I need more. I need more. Versus you need. Let me, through him, pour it out into your cup. My cup fills a lot faster that way. And I'm truly grateful that I have a higher power that fills my cup up when I feel it's super low. And sometimes my cup is made to remain empty for a short period of time. It's designed that way. He doesn't just fill it all the time. He fills it when I ask for it. When I ask for it. And he needs me to ask for it. So there are times where I'm sitting in my bed, in my car, at work, staring at my computer, where my cup feels empty. And I'm to have gratitude with what little oil I have in it. And when I have enough gratitude to where I feel joy, and then I look at it again, it's filled. That's the little things that I don't get to see, but I know is there. And it's through the experience of this. It's through this experience of my whole life feeling like I had an empty cup, but being appreciative that I had a cup. that half full, half empty matters to me none. As long as I have a cup. And the only way I know I have a cup is I wake up in the morning and I'm breathing. That's my cup. And I know that it doesn't matter how full it is, but I know that when I fill somebody else's cup, he fills it right back up. Now, if I'm filling somebody else's cup so I could get there whatever, well, that cup stays empty until I realize what I just did. But if I'm filling it because this person needs their cup filled, and here's the thing, he fills my cup, but sometimes he doesn't fill my cup. My cup is filled with a person, place, or thing through him. But it's all because of him. It's those little things that fill my cup. And I'm just open-minded to what it would be. So today is about appreciating the little things. Even if it's just you're clean and you haven't gotten loaded today. That could be the little thing. And then you were able to take a shower, brush your teeth, or you ate, or you had coffee. Those little things we take for granted. The gratitude is about the little things. It's not just being grateful for the big things. It's bringing it down to a lower level of I can see, I can breathe, I have my hands, I have my arms. I know that sounds so small, but there was a time in my life where I had to go that deep, because at first it was, I'm not on fucking fire. And I worked my way up from there. So appreciate the little things today. You have what it takes. I'm out. Bye.